What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. So last episode, the tensions are very at the boiling point, edge of destruction basically here with the Qunari. Aveline is posted up outside the Qunari compound, trying to get some Qunari converts back to imprison them, which is not going to go down well. The Arishok is obviously just going to tell her to piss off. There's no way in God's green earth he gives up his Qunari converts to Kirkwall justice. He sees Kirkwall as a cesspool. Kirkwall justice doesn't even exist as far as he's concerned, so that's not going to go good. Isabella has also finally got a solid lead on her relic. She's given us the location and time of the meeting with the book, and she says that'll help the Qunari tension, so I guess we'll have to see what goes on there. We are, of course, going to help Isabella first before we go to the docks and deal with that. So we are going to do to catch a thief and hope to God that Isabella is telling us the truth, because we're taking a big risk by trusting her here and doing this first. So I hope she's not trying to lead us astray with this. But something tells me she's not. The way that she was talking to us, Aveline said it seemed like manipulation, but I don't think so. It came across as desperation to me. She seemed like she didn't know what else to do, rather than just wanted us to do what she wanted.
Just standing here. I don't have your stupid relic.
Well, so the Qunari are here, so perhaps she was right about this helping. They're clearly invested. Hopefully his men are just going to keep funneling into us. He is the same rank as Sten from Origin, so that Qunari was a badass that we just dropped. Shard is the same rank that Seamus was with when he died at the start. Isabella?
What are the Qunari doing here?
Yeah, you want to explain this a little?
Yes, about that. The relic belongs to the Qunari, and there's a small chance they want it back.
Small chance, huh? It's time for you to be honest. We're killing Qunari for you now.
Tell me what you know. You can trust me.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you. The relic is a Qunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Kuzlan, whatever his name is.
Definitely not Kuzlan.
I stole it from them. They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall. They can't leave the Free Marches without it.
So she stole their ancient holy text as part of her raider mission, and then lost it when she got here when she was shipwrecked. That's why they can't leave, and that's why she's been so shady about this the whole time. And she just didn't have any inkling that we might need to know about this.
I thought you and the Qunari were caught in a storm.
The storm was only half of it.
They were chasing you, right?
I also had the Qunari dreadnought stuck to my behind like a bad rash, spitting fire and thunder at me.
They chased her to try and get that book back, and they both ended up shipwrecked in the storm here in Kirkwall. They had no idea who she is, but I imagine they know a little, and they knew enough to know that if they saw her, they would recognize her, which is why she's been so shady about coming to the Qunari compound with us for the whole game. That's why she wouldn't come.
Maybe giving it back would solve Aveline's problem.
That messes over a couple of elves. I need it to save my own skin.
There's a lot of lives here at stake, Isabella. Not just you.
Why would anyone besides the Qunari want this relic?
The Tevinter Imperium have been at war with the Qunari for centuries. If the Tevinters get the relic, it will strike a blow to Qunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
Jesus Christ. So she's also doing this and working for the Tevinters. You took a job from the Tevinters to fuck over the Qunari.
How did you steal the relic from the Qunari?
The Arishok never had it. The Orlesians did. They had plans to return it to the Qunari. I simply had to waylay the Orlesian convoy before it met up with the Arishok and his men. Getting the relic was easy. Getting away from the Qunari was the hard part.
And of course the Orlesians had it right. It does make you wonder how the Orlesians came to be on that, and I guess the Tevinters got word about that, probably maybe from the Orlesians itself actually, depending on the payment that was processed. And then they hired Isabella and her raiders to go steal it for them because they're in active warfare with the Qunari and they want to demoralize them. And she's just been sitting here watching this whole thing burn without telling me any of it.
You could have done something about the Qunari, but you didn't.
Done what? The blighted thing didn't show up for 3 years. Look, the book's right in this building, and I'm not letting it slip away again. It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
So that what she just said is a fair point. Whether she told us or not, it wouldn't have helped the book show up any faster. We've been helping her look for it, we've been dealing with her contacts, and we've only just found it now, so it wouldn't have changed things if she had told us the truth, but she still didn't tell us the truth. It's a big hit against the trust here, Isabella, and when we get this relic, which I will help you get, we're giving it back to the Qunari. You're not fulfilling your Tevinter contract.
The artifact belongs to the Qunari, and you'll let them leave with it.
Don't you understand? The relic is the only thing that will keep Castillon from feeding me to the sharks. I can't believe you're... Oh! Fine. You're right. I'll return the relic. It'll go straight to the Qunari once we get it. Come on, we've no time to waste.
Yeah, I'm not willing to burn Kirkwall to the ground for these Tevinter pieces of shit.
I have it.
The Tome of Coastland will not fall into Tevinter hands.
Blood and spite!
A toss, Qunari!
He's getting away!
Isabella!
Well, now we're short-staffed. I need to start swinging, Hawke. I don't know what that was, but I need you to swing. We have no good because she left. Okay, bitch. Need stamina. Pull this one out of my ass here. He's almost dead. We should be good to clear this. I'm a little pissed about her leaving me to rot here, I gotta be honest. Like, I understand it's important, but you literally just left in the middle of a fight. My build is actually very... I mean, I understand that's, like, not canon, that my build is dependent on her, but it really is. She would feel very guilty about leaving me to die in here if that's what happened. I'm sure she would say that she knows we're very capable, but... she's not winning herself any brownie points. I understand she wants to save her own ass, but can we chase the guy with the book after we finish killing everybody here and not dying? Let's get those turned off. I prefer not to have my party chainsawed in half. How did you get hit by? Oh, I see. Alright, let's go chase after Isabella and try and save her from herself. Because I'm sure those weren't the only Qunari here looking for that. From Isabella. Dear Hawke, I have the relic, and I am gone. I've lost too much over this blighted thing to let it go again. I know it would be noble to return the relic to the Qunari, but that would require a better soul than I possess. For what it's worth, I'm sorry I lied to you again, Isabella.
She's gone then. Can't say I blame her.
Come on. Aveline will be waiting at the Qunari compound. We still have to deal with that mess.
So she has decided, in her infinite wisdom, to cut and run. And just leave us hanging, dealing with this whole fucking mess. Well, we're gonna need to stop by the Hawke estate and get a replacement rogue for us, so that we're not completely short-staffed, which means I will actually have to dip into Varric's tactics here in a second, but I guess that means you'll get to see me make him on the fly. I think we have him in a pretty good place already, but I will need to make some updates and changes. Yeah, the way that she cuts and runs there, after lying to us the whole game, does not sit well with me, obviously. I have problems with that in multiple degrees. And I'm really genuinely surprised that she decided to cut and run like that. That doesn't make much sense to me. She had a chance of redemption there, and she chose to cast that aside. Let's go to the docks. We are now going to have to update a bunch of our tactics, but first, what do we need for Varric? What do we have for you to begin with? So, you definitely need fatigue and fog. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna just give you fatigue and fog instantly. You're not gonna have disorient, which is unfortunate, but you can have lingers in the air at least. And then next rank up, you get the fatigue and fog that you actually need. So, tactics, let's take a look at this. So you're already using brand on the target of me, which is good. You're using disorient and shot already, which is good. So you just need enemy clustered fatigue and fog. And you can keep using your miasmic flask too. So let's just go enemy clustered with at least 3 and usability fatigue and fog. You can just kick those out whenever you need. And the tactic I need to change is down here. Somewhere in Anders. He's only healing Isabella. We need to switch this to Varric now. And now we kind of just have to hope that that's going to be enough. Isabella's been my mainstay rogue this whole time, so I'm severely short-staffed now thanks to her. Varric, do I have Bianca's song in your tactics? I should have actually checked that already. Let's see. I do not have Bianca's song, so what else do we have on your ability bar? I genuinely don't remember what I did. We have rhyme and triplet, that's fine. Bianca's song. We don't have speed or anything else either. I'm not necessarily encouraged to just have you doing whatever you want to do, so we'll just put self any activate Bianca's song in your tactics, I guess. Self any activate mode, Bianca's song, and then whenever you're doing, you'll just have that up all the time, which, well, hope it'll be enough.
I'd wrap up any other business before we go. It's already a mess, and could get worse.
We have no other business to take care of.
Let's go.
This is not going to go well.
The Arishok.
He will allow it, but not in this number.
I will only bring my friend here and a small complement of my guard. Is that few enough?
It is. Enter.
Yeah. It's not gonna go the way she wants it. He's not gonna let his people get carted off like that.
Shanatan.
Greetings, Arishok. We come regarding the elven fugitives that took refuge here.
Irrelevant. I would speak to Hawke about the relics stolen from my grasp.
Well, she snaked us, so I'm gonna tell him the truth. I've been very honest with him so far.
One of my former companions stole it.
Her part was clear. Your admission is welcome.
An issue for another time. We're here for the fugitives.
The elves are now Vidithari. They have chosen to submit to the Qun. They will be protected.
Knew that was gonna happen.
Have they truly converted? Or are they simply using you as a shield?
They have chosen, and so have I. You have not hidden the abuses of your zealots or the corruption of this city. You will understand why I must do this. Let us look at your dangerous criminals. Speak, Vidithari. Who did you murder, and why?
A city guard forced himself on our sister. We reported him, or tried to, but they did nothing about it, no matter what we said. So my brothers and I paid him a visit.
That doesn't excuse murder.
Well, that's up for interpretation, Aveline, because if somebody forced themselves on my sister like that and the law wasn't doing anything about it, I think I'd be inclined to agree with that method.
Are these elves telling the truth?
There have been rumors. I will investigate, but they still took the law into their own hands.
Sometimes that is necessary.
Like you avenged the Viscount's son. It was not right then, and it's not right now.
Now, this is where me and Aveline start to disagree on certain things. Sometimes you can't get justice, all you can do is avenge. Like, what is justice? Is that guard going to prison for the rest of his life? Justice for raping a young elf girl? Because she has to sit there for the rest of her life and deal with that. She'll never be the same. She's been violated. One of the biggest violations that could possibly exist. She'll never move on from that. She'll never be right after that. And neither will her brothers, because her brothers have to think about that every time they see how broken she is now. And all of that is a prison sentence justice. No, it's not. And the justice system won't give her justice, and so her brothers gave her whatever semblance of justice can be pulled out of the dog shit. I agree with the Arishok here.
I would have done the same thing in their shoes.
Correct.
Hawke, that's not helping.
Their actions are mere symptoms. Your society is the disease. They have chosen. The Vidithari will submit to the Qun and find a path your way has denied them.
You can't just decide that. You must hand them over.
Tell me, Hawke, what would you do in my place?
If I'm being honest with you and myself, I wouldn't give them up. I just wouldn't.
They deserve another chance.
Exactly so. I cannot leave without the relic, and I cannot stay and remain blind to this dysfunction. There is only one solution.
Arishok, there is no need for...
Vinekathas.
Not here! Two open! Go! Go!
Yeah, we should be backing up very quickly.
Hawke!
And for as much as he respects us and seems to like us, he still was very willing to just kill us right there, huh? Vinekathas.
Can you hear it? The Qunari must be spreading out. They're attacking the city. Why? What could they possibly hope to accomplish?
It's quite simple. If he can't leave, he's not going to stay in this cesspool and watch it all rot around him. If him and his men are forced to stay here, they're going to make it home. That's what they believe.
It doesn't matter. We need to act.
I agree. We can't do anything on our own, however.
And they're forcing me to take Aveline here, which is very unfortunate because she's not exactly what I need in my party right now, to be honest. So, actually, we're not forced to take Aveline. That's beautiful. Thank God. I'm glad I decided to check that.
Are we under attack?
The Qunari are assaulting the city, and fast. The Arishok planned this for who knows how long.
Probably always was a
I'll rally the
contingency.
guardsmen. I suggest heading to your estate in Hightown. Be careful.
I don't think he always planned to have this burst out into a fight like this, but I do think that he probably always had this as a contingency because, again, if he can't leave, it's not like he was just going to stay with the world all fucked up forever. It's repulsive to them, right? The Qunari. They were never just gonna accept this as the way things are. Now, I need to know where he went, because he needs to go. He's gonna absolutely annihilate everybody if I let him. Which, I let him. They're all dead. My whole party. Well, I guess we're about to find out how good my build is. Man, the Sarah bosses are very fucking strong.
I'll deal with this!
Another is on you! As costs are his blood! Here are Qunari! As costs are his blood!
I'll deal with this!
God, my build is strong enough to deal with this.
This is going badly! This is going badly!
Ooh. Well, that was rather close, wasn't it? Alright, let's give you all injury kits where you need them. This is going to be quite the test. Especially without Isabella. That happened because I didn't clock the Sarah boss in time, and all my companions were all tied together on those stairs. They just sat in the line and Storm and insta died. There's not much you can do about that if you get caught like that. It's just over. Sarah boss too strong. They are, without a doubt, the biggest threat in the whole game. They just do a lot of damage. Here's this asshole. I see you this time, you fuck. As long as he dies before he nukes my party, then in general we're good. Because Varric is going to goad me and then we'll hold aggro.
Messing with us.
Here you see we have wardens fighting alongside us right now. And one of the wardens here actually ends up being quite important. In another game, of course. Not in this one. Warden Stroud right there. What are you fighting back here? There we go.
You have our sincere thanks. This attack was most unexpected. We have not met. I am Stroud of the Grey Wardens. I cannot believe the Qunari would dare such an attack. This will lead to war with the Free Marches for certain. I fear pressing matters take us elsewhere, but we can spread word to the other free cities. Perhaps they will bring aid.
What pressing matters could you possibly be doing? And Warden Stroud is very integral inside Dragon Age Inquisition, the next game for this. This game, honestly, in hindsight of the series, this game serves as a bridge for the rest of the franchise. They only had 14 months to make it, and so I think they just threw together what they could to make it a bridge for future stories. But let's see what pressing matters they have to attend to. Also love the throwback soundtrack here to Ferelden's Grey Warden track.
There's something more important than an invasion.
There is, but I cannot say more. The Qunari are of far greater concern to you, I'm certain. But we must return to our mission.
Well, you stopped to help here, which I'm happy with.
We could use your help defending the city.
Even if we wish to, Grey Wardens cannot involve themselves in political struggles. I am sorry. Take this. It is all we can spare, but perhaps it will be of use.
Any help you can provide is a great show of faith.
Watch over you, my friend.
he gave us. Warden's Promise, which is a weapon. Let's take a look at that. I'll be upset if we can't use it. Well, I thought it was a weapon. But it's not in our weapons. It's a ring, that's why. What does it do? Crit damage, fizz damage, mage resistance? Nah. Was hoping for a big greatsword or something. Yeah, when I say I like wardens, things like that is why. They know they can't get involved, it's not really their concern, but they still stop to help the civilians right there and fight with some of the city guard. I mean, the city guard didn't end up making it out of there alive, but the wardens tried, right? They helped. They took a huge chunk of the aggro from us, just passing through. And I believe they're pressing orders that they have to contend with, which is why they can't help here. I believe that's actually the Colin stuff from Dragon Age Inquisition. I think that's what their pressing issues are that they're referring to. And since that being the case, I can totally understand why they say that they can't stop to help us with our problems here, right? Bigger fish. The entire warden line dying out is way more important than anything else. This is just random looters and rioters, which of course you would get here too. To nobody's surprise. Of course they're not going to be able to do much about us. Especially not with all my mages like that. The line-in is making me very paranoid about a Qunari Cerebos being on the battlefield. I don't think we'll end up facing one here. They'll be with the main bulk of the Arishok's force. Which means we're probably going to have to fight a couple more before we're done. I'm going to go all over this city because I'm encroaching here on a level up and I'm going to need that as I progress if we can sneak one in. I don't think there's any more fights down here though. A lot of it's blocked. Yeah, we're not going to get any more violence down here. We're going to have to go through Hightown all the way to our mansion, and then I'm sure, no doubt, we're going to end up inside the Citadel, where the Viscount is. I'm sure that's his goal, right? He's trying to cleanse the city, and the first step to do that would be to take out the leadership. I'm sure that's exactly where he's heading. You can see that they're not sparing the sword from the civilians much. So we loot all this stuff for the gold after. Yeah, I totally... So this, I'm not saying I agree with the Arishok's actions here, but I totally understand why he's doing what he's doing. I don't see a Cerebos, I see just a stand back there, so I think we're okay. Dog should be able to take care of that. Notice that a lot of times it looks like my abilities just instantly come off cooldown. That's because the fight ends ready for the next wave, and then it summons the next wave, so it is literally refreshing all my cooldowns once the next wave starts. You'll notice that a lot of the people signing on with the Arishok here are elves, and that's because, well, like I said, the Qun is very attractive to people who feel like they are unheard, unloved, and have no meaning or motivation in their life. And people stuck in a slum with no way to progress in society would obviously feel like there's no other path. So the Qun to them is a lifeline. It's a perfect opportunity to get out of the slum and have your life mean something for them. Everybody who's disenfranchised, demoralized, doesn't like the way things are going in society, the Qun would look like a juicy steak to any of them. So it comes as no surprise to me that they're all on board with that either. I'm sure the situation in Hightown is bad. I'm sure this is where the bulk of the Qunari forces are.
Shara, quit your struggling, woman. Tifa! Boss!
Then the Arishok failed to take you captive. Unfortunate.
He was planning on taking us and, I assume, offering us the same thing he offered all the elves and bringing us into the fold of the Qunari. I imagine that's what he wanted, because he actually sees us as the worthy soul, essentially. I don't see anybody else as worthy in Kirkwall, apart from the elves, I guess, but that's because they genuinely won. I imagine he sees... Okay, yeah, you. Varric. God, we saw that asshole one time. We need health. Here's our first look at Knight Commander Meredith.
I am Knight Commander Meredith. I know you. The name Hawke has turned up in my reports many times. Too many. But that doesn't matter now. The Qunari are taking people to the keep, and may already be in control. We will need to deal with them.
Why would they be gathering hostages?
This is not random slaughter. They are no doubt trying to convert the city to their heathen religion. By force. Whatever they are doing, we must stop them.
On that we agree, and let's talk about the level of strength Knight Commander Meredith must have with her Templar abilities to completely nullify the magic of a Cerebos that's about to nuke us, just to completely shut down his magic like that and drop him like a bad habit.
I'll do whatever it takes to defend my home.
Good. Your skills will be sorely needed.
Well, you have me.
Head to the keep and I will see if I can find more of my men. These creatures will pay for this outrage.
I actually think Knight Commander Meredith is very cool as a character. Again, the level of juice that she must have to just step up like that and be like, no thank you, I don't think you get to cast that big stone bomb you were about to use, and to just cut his head off like that. She has some go-go juice. And from what I've seen inside the codexes and stuff, she really isn't that bad of a Templar. I mean, she refused the Tranquil Solution plan. She seems to have a pretty good lid on all this for the most part. And I will take any help possible from a beefed up Templar order. The unbridled slaughter of this build in high numbers like this is nuts. And this kind of shows how a slum city like this would resist occupation. You have all these Carter thugs and bad elements all fly in because they don't want to be owned by the Qunari either. They wouldn't be able to do their hood shit in here, right? They wouldn't be able to... I clicked 9 by accident there, that's unfortunate. But yeah, they wouldn't be able to do all the things that they do to make money under Qunari control, so they're not trying to be owned either. It's kind of how rough places defend themselves against things like this, right? Not just the god the Qunari have to overcome, it's everything else here too. The people will not just rein themselves into a leash. Not willingly, at least. which I imagine is exactly why the Arishok has come to Hightown first. Take out the seat of power and then subjugate the people after. Yep, knew you'd be here somewhere. Everyone here just hit him with something. I don't care what it is, just everybody hit him with some shit. Thank you. He got one shot of lining off and almost one shot two of my companions. Shit is crazy. Okay, Hawke, you need to be up in that grill, not far back like that.
Go down! I'm ready for you!
Anytime I'm good, Varric. Anytime you want. Panda's got himself killed again. Okay, we should be okay. I shouldn't have to heal Varric here, I don't think. And here's Orsino. You remember him from the note about our mother.
Many thanks.
I'm surprised Hawke hasn't connected those dots either.
Looks like you fared better than the other mages.
The others? Surely they cannot all be. Andraste's grace. What were you thinking, child? I told you to let them take me.
We had to do something. We couldn't just...
Not in your blood to just stand by and let something wrong happen.
I'm glad you're safe.
The city's under attack. None of us are safe.
First Enchanter Orsino, you survive.
Your relief overwhelms me, Knight Commander.
There is no time for talk. We must strike back before it's too late.
And who will lead us into this battle? You?
I will fight to defend this city as I have always done.
To control it, you mean? I won't have our lives tossed to the flames to feed your vanity.
What are you... Does this look like a vanity to you? The fucking entire city is like crumbling down. He has experience here. As we read in the Codex, she's defended this city lots of times against lots of different invasion forces. We follow her. She has the soldiers. There's two of you.
She's the Knight Commander. This is her province more than anyone's.
It appears I am outnumbered.
The only one concerned with vanity here is you, Orsino.
Let's go. We need to find out what the Qunari are doing at the keep.
She saved me, not even knowing who I was. She just did it just to save me. There's no vanity here. She just wants to defend the city and her faith. Of course, I know what I know about Orsino too, so he was never gonna get a thumbs up from me. You'd have to turn water into wine and fucking walk on the water for me to give any kind of shits about him.
There seem to be a great many Qunari at the keep's entrance.
Then they've already taken it over. Clearly, they've been planning this for some time.
Perhaps we should have been planning ourselves.
This is the only way in. We must assault them now before their numbers grow.
Are you mad? They have hostages. We need a distraction.
I am in charge, and I refuse to play games. We attack.
I'm inclined to agree. The more numbers they get outside the gate, the harder it'll be to get in. And whatever the Arishok is doing with the hostages, he will do or won't do, regardless of time. He's not going to sit there and, you know, wait to bide his time to execute them. If he's going to execute them, he's going to execute them. And if he wasn't, us attacking isn't going to make him. He doesn't budge on his belief system. He's going to do what he's going to do regardless.
If we work together, we can do it.
Orsino, make sure there are no surprises.
Hey, Varric. The Templar almost got his ass handed to him, stepping on that trap, didn't he? Thankfully, I don't see a Cerebos here. And there's our level up. Say what you want about Meredith, but she can fight.
There's more coming!
Go. We'll deal with them.
And she trusts the champion enough to send me in to deal with it. Qunari are no joke too. To be able to fight the Qunari, the Templars in Kirkwall are very capable. And I mean, Knight Commander Meredith's capabilities speak for themselves. She's beefy. And you see how this ended up. All the city guards, all the nobles, all the peasants they brought in here just killed for trying to resist. And I imagine that everybody else was taken to the throne room because the Viscount, no doubt, is about to be made a giant example of in all this, which is actually the result of Act 2 here. Are actually kind of spoiled in the gameplay, well, not gameplay trailer, but the cinematic trailer for Dragon Age 2. They actually show you what ends up happening here in that trailer, so if you've watched that trailer and you get to this point in the game, you no doubt already know what's coming. Got a last level up for this fight. I think we need, for this fight, more willpower, I would imagine, so that we don't run out as much. And then I guess I'll put one more point into Constitution. And then, of course, we're going to go right the way down here because I need this. And Aura of Pain, we need to get it. And then next time we level, we have Fervor. And that's every time a foe dies, we get a 30% attack speed buff, which is just going to be insane. We will never use Aura of Pain, so that can go straight off our ability bar. Save up and we're ready to fight. And of course I see this asshole already, so just hit him with things. Hopefully that's enough. Where did he go? It might buy me enough time. Perfect. Get off my mage. Look at me, you fuck. Boy, Qunari don't play. I think this act is the hardest act in the whole game, at least for me. This is the part that I always struggle with the most. And if you remember, a very long time ago, I said that there was an example in this game of one of the worst ever fights designed, I think, in video game history. And we're right on the edge of fighting that fight, actually, so... It's a very cool concept, and the cutscene leading up to it is beautiful. But the fight itself is pretty bad. But I'll show you all it all regardless, of course. So, attribute-wise, we can just dump this straight into dexterity, and I guess we'll give him a little more constitution, give him some survivability. We don't need any more cunning, we have enough for what we need to do next time. And you finally have fatigue and fog, so now you can disorient, which is beautiful. We needed that a lot. Meryl, let's give you a constitution buff, because your damage is doing fine. It's everything else that you're struggling with. What do we need for you, Meryl? I think we already had everything I cared about, apart from Firestorm. We'll give you Firestorm, and then we'll just buff your fire damage after the fact. And same with you, you keep falling over, so let's just give you a straight health boost. Pray that we can keep you alive a little longer. And it's about time we boosted your fire damage, actually, so enjoy. Alright, save up one last time. And let's get to business. This episode is going to run a little longer, but I'm going to have to edit this fight anyways, because I'm not going to force you to sit through the mechanics it requires to beat it, so...
Here is your Viscount.
You dare? You are starting a war!
Look at you. Like fat doth Russie, you feed and complain only when your meal is interrupted. You do not look up. You do not see that the grass is bare. All you leave in your wake is misery. You are blind. I will make you see.
I love the Arishok's character.
But we have guests. Shenadon, Hawke. I expected you. Moras to Arishok. You alone are Basilidan. This is what respect looks like, boss. Some of you will never earn it. So tell me, Hawke, you know I am denied Parvalin until the Tome of Kozloon is found. How would you see this conflict resolved without it?
I believe I can answer that.
Came back after all.
I'm sure you'll find it mostly undamaged.
The Tome of Kozloon.
It took me a while to get back, what with all the fighting everywhere. You know how it is.
And again, I told you once before that I like flawed characters that ultimately redeem themselves. And, well, it took balls to come back after she backstabbed us, after she had what she had. It could have been scot-free clear, and then she came back to do the right thing. She knows better. She has a kind heart underneath all the pirate and pain and everything else she has.
I thought you'd be long gone by now.
This is your damned influence, Hawke. I was halfway to Ostwick before I knew I had to turn round. It's pathetic.
I'm sure she's right about it being our influence.
The relic is reclaimed. I am now free to return to Parvalin with the thief.
What?
She stole the Tome of Kozloon. She must return with us.
Just take the win. Just take the win. Why do you want her?
Sounds like you have something very specific in mind.
She will submit to the Qun and the Banhasraf. More than that I will not say.
I wish you would have just walked away. I'm not gonna send her with the Qunari. As much as I like the Arishok, I'm not willing to let her go and be brainwashed and tortured to death. I couldn't do that in good conscience. He has what he wanted. I have what I want. He said he sees us as an equal, so let's both take the wins that we have and go our separate ways.
You have your relic. She stays with us.
I'm so glad you came back, Isabella. Don't worry. Everything will be fine now.
Then you leave me no choice. I challenge you, Hawke. You and I will battle to the death, with her as the prize.
No! If you're going to duel anyone, duel me!
You are not Basilidan. You are unworthy.
Don't you have what you came for?
You know we do not suffer thieves. She cannot walk away from this insult. I will take her. If you object, duty demands that we fight.
And so we have options here. We can give her away, which is not going to happen. We can take his honor duel and settle this like equals, and then the rest of the Qunari will just simply leave with the book because they'll honor what the Arishok's command is here. Or I can say I won't duel, and this will all turn out into a giant shit show. Given the lives lost and how me and him are seen as equals, I think a duel is right up the alley for the ending of this act, and it's very cool that since we earned his respect, we get the option to do this. Now, if you don't earn his respect, he just straight up orders all his men to attack, and this all turns into a giant clusterfuck.
I accept your challenge.
Marathas! So shall it be!
Dueling and Arishok was not on my to-do list here. And so this fight, you're about to see what this fight is all about. We're gonna turn off Berserk because it's not gonna do anything for us here. You basically need him to do... He has a little charge attack. And when he does the charge attack, that's when he's punishable. But you have to get distance from him to get him to do it. That. When he does that, that's your chance to punish. And then you gotta run away because he does an ass load of damage after the fact. This whole thing is basically kiting him like this. The dog is obviously helping us here. But you see, his damage is very chunky. It's better to get one hit and then back up. And then you rinse and repeat, you bait him around, and when he does the charge attack, you hit him again. Because his... Needless to say, his hitbox is insane. And he hurts. He hurts a lot. And his hitbox will catch you from 2,000 years away. You don't want the smoke with him in a straight up fight. You don't have the health potions for that. See, that still hit us even though we're a mile away because the hitbox is just scuffed. Dog helps a little, but this is what this fight comes to, and so I'm not going to suffer you through this. Instead, I'm going to cut the video to when we get him dead, and then I'll catch you guys when he's over and done with it, alright? I will see you towards the end of this fight. I'm not going to suffer you through all this. Okay, so we are clocking in at around 25 minutes at this point during the fight, and that's how close he is to death. He has numerous healing potions, and this is literally the fight. This is what you do. You kite him, you let him do that, you get 2 to 3 hits in as a punish, and then you walk away. Because if any of those connections land, you go flying across the room. He can grab you for like a quarter of your health bar, and you can't do anything about that. You can also get pinned against the wall in a knockback loop against this guy. So this is how you fight him. You run him around, and then you just wear him down. Anyways, this is probably another 10 minutes in this fight, so I will cut back to you whenever we're ready to get him killed.
Shock! Ibosit! Isra!
And there we go. He's dead. The last part of his health bar just kind of disintegrates when you get him ready to die.
One day, we shall return.
It just took you a win. And of course, Qunari, as honorable as they are, they abide by that deal and they just leave.
Is it over?
It's over. The city has been saved!
Well, now you really are the champion of Kirkwall. He does seem a little upset there that she wasn't the one to do it.
It appears Kirkwall has a new champion.
But she's not bitter enough to not give us the title.
You seem confused, Seeker.
The champion killed the Arishok in single combat? It just sounds so romantic.
Yeah, it does.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you're developing a little crush.
Don't be ridiculous. The champion just seems very heroic in your
A little defensive there, Cassandra, with the arms crossed.
If you're telling the truth. If you are, then what happened at the gallows may be far different than we assumed. I need to hear it.
Let's say I tell you. Then what? Is the Chantry out for revenge? Is that what this is all about?
No, it's not that.
Then what about me? If what I tell you isn't what you want to hear, will you still let me go?
I will let you go.
Well, now we're talking.
None of this is what I thought it would be. Tell me what really happened.
Champion of Kirkwall. That was the reward. A fine title. Every noble at the keep owed the champion their lives. He wasn't just a hero. He was now the most important person in the city. Except for Knight Commander Meredith, of course. With the Viscount dead, she stepped in to keep order. Things quickly got out of hand. The more she squeezed the mages, the more they resisted. The more they resisted, the tighter she squeezed. After 3 years of that, it all came crashing down.
I know you fear us. Knight Commander Meredith uses that fear to take control of your city. She opposes every effort to replace Viscount Dumar. And you have seen the chaos of her reign. Will you allow it?
Return to your homes. This farce is over.
Wait! Perhaps there are some who might disagree with you, Knight Commander.
The champion has proven himself Kirkwall's greatest defender. I doubt that he favors sedition.
Maybe I can help you guys put a lid on this a little.
It would be better if you both calmed down before this gets violent.
I should remain calm while a mage provokes an uprising. I think not.
I think the champion's views would be appreciated. Or do you fear what he has to say?
Not at all. Do you agree with the first Enchanter's accusations, champion?
What are you trying to do here? Cause a rebellion?
The people of this city need to know what is really happening.
And what is really happening?
They tear down the gallows with pitchforks and torches? That would be better?
It cannot be worse. Your refusal to listen to reason leaves me no choice.
What I refuse to listen to are excuses. Perhaps you are ill-fit to your position if you cannot understand this.
Really? I can't. I think he is going too far, to be blunt. What good does this do for his people causing an uprising? This is not only is it just going to get people killed who are in the spectator seats here, but it's also putting all of his remaining mage charges at risk by doing this so openly in an act of rebellion. This should be handled behind closed doors, not incitement in the fucking town square. And it's also interesting to note that Meredith's sword has now changed. She dropped the regular greatsword and now she has this rune-looking thing. Important to note this sword. This will be important later. But for right now, I think Orsino is making a mistake by doing this in public, so we need to make him stop.
Whatever the cause, it does not justify your actions.
Then lock me up if what I've done is so wrong. She's going to do it anyway.
Your measures have become more extreme over the last 3 years.
And you could do better? How well did you guard your own mother? Did she not die at a blood mage's hands?
That is a very fair point, Meredith. And so is the rest of the stuff that's going on in this city. We got blood mages in caves, we got a mage underground undermining her at every single point, smuggling mages out into the free marches. We got Orsino over here, the first enchanter, selling blood magic necromancy books to apostate mages doing some serial murders. We have all kinds of stuff, and you would know a lot about what Meredith just said to me, wouldn't you, Orsino? It's a good friend of yours, Quentin, I believe.
You're right. We are hardly the only ones to bear that grief.
Precisely. As long as that's true, Kirkwall needs its Templars more than it needs a new ruler.
And when will that end? When will you stop seeing evil in every corner?
When evil stops.
When it's no
Correct.
longer there.
I agree with her. When it stops being there. Look at Kirkwall. Look at how much of a shit show it is with all the blood mages and all the corruption and the shady stuff going on. What is she supposed to do?
Rogue mages are constantly threatening the city.
Exactly. Would you have us do nothing in response?
I would have you not paint us all with the same brush. Not all mages are waiting for the opportunity to wreak havoc.
You know as well as I that temptation preys on every mage, no matter how noble their intentions.
You push us into desperate acts, and then use that as justification to press even further.
And where is the desperate act of you selling necromancy books to outside rogue blood mages, Orsino? I wish the game would let me bring that up, because I know for a fact that Owen that note is him, based on his actions later. I know it is. Like, right now it's just a theory, and I wish I was able to confront him about that theory, but based on his actions later, I'm willing to bet my life that he's the one who's given Quentin those books. Especially highly restricted books inside the circle, that have no way of getting to that mage without the first enchanter's know-how, say-so, or authorization. And it being marked with an O, like what are the odds that another high-ranking mage in this whole circle has a name beginning with an O? What are the odds? And how are you helping this, Orsino?
Fighting her at every step has not improved things, First Enchanter.
I am through trying to help her. She will not be helped.
Well, what do you have to say about his accusations, at least, Meredith?
The First Enchanter accused you of trying to take control of the city.
The city. I am trying to keep order until there is a ruler capable of succeeding where Dumar failed.
And if not, will the Templars rule Kirkwall forever?
We will not stand idle while the city burns around us.
The Templar Order exists to guard the Chantry and Circle. I suggest you let the nobility rule the city.
That is a fair point.
I do not need you or anyone to tell me what my duty is, mage.
Well, neither of these is any good. The city should decide who they pick. It's up to the people.
If Kirkwall wants Meredith to step down, they'll tell her to.
Are you mad? They fear her. Everyone fears her.
Well, I gotta be honest. Meredith has the way more compelling position here.
This is the wrong way to go about it, First Enchanter.
Justice shall be tempered by mercy.
That has never been your code. I will not submit to this.
My. Such a terrible commotion.
This mage incites rebellion, Your Grace. I am dealing with the matter.
Ah, Orsino. So frustrated. Do you think this is truly wise?
No, Your Grace.
Of course not. Young men, would you show the First Enchanter back to the Circle? Gently, if you please.
Your Grace! He should be clapped in irons, made an example of!
That's enough, Meredith. This demeans us all. Surely you can see that. Go back to the gallows and calm down, like a good girl.
Oof. Like a good girl is, that's rough. Well, it's about time you pulled your finger out of your ass, isn't it?
Stepping in, champion. If you had not...
Yeah, it took you long enough to get here, though, didn't it? It's been, what, 10 years now, and this is the first time you've done anything about all the commotion in the city?
You're the Grand Cleric. Aren't you in charge of the Templars and Circle?
Oh my. You have quite the estimation of my abilities.
Well, you quashed that quarrel in 10 seconds, so
Gentle
I assume that you could do quite more than you have
Return to
been.
your homes, I implore you. This will not be solved today. And now I must attend to the gallows. They will see reason if the Maker wills it. Thank you again, champion.
Oh, you're welcome, I suppose. And we have King of the Hill. And we also just got Gauntlets of the Champion, so let's head over here and take a look at this. So we have 79 armor, 12 health, 35 attack, and 1% attack speed. We do lose the 1 strength buff and the 9 health, but for the bonus armor and the rune slot, we will gladly switch over to that. And that is the first of Hawke's unique set. We're going to pick up the rest of that set as we go about our business here in Kirkwall, you know, taking care of all the side quests we have and all that good stuff. So we will get to all that eventually, and there is some remaining Qunari here. I believe he's collecting swords, and as we explore the city and its surrounding environs, we're going to be picking up Qunari blades that we'll then bring back and sell to him. But that was a hell of a long episode, thanks to that 30-minute Arishok fight, so that is where I'm going to wrap things up. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please do check out my Patreon in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age 2. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.